So I wanted to answer this question here because this is something that a lot of people ask. Can a narcissist change? Now, I'm going to definitely say anything is possible because we have a God that is able to heal, set free, and deliver. But the narcissists have to want to. One of the things God have showed me is when a person has gotten to the point of full-blown narcissism, it's going to be extremely hard for them to change because of the spirit of Leviathan, which is rooted in pride and rebellion. And so when it comes to that, the person gets farther and farther away from God. Now, there is a difference between a narcissist and a person who's carrying narcissistic traits. A person who's carrying narcissistic traits, they can admit fault. They know that they're in the wrong, but yet they want to go through maybe some deliverance, some healing. They want to grow the relationship with God, and ultimately they want to change. Now, the person who is with this person that is trying to make these changes, you're still going to go through a lot just simply because the person is trying to relearn behaviors, trying to relearn how to love and trust again. Now, a person who is a narcissist, I'm going to say this just from personal experience, okay? I have not seen a person who is full-blown narcissist. I have not seen them change because they can't admit fault. They're self-entitled. They're manipulative. They're controlling. And you can literally see the demons that is on the inside of them because they're manifesting all the time. And also what I've also realized is that they don't have belief in God. At some point in their life, something happened to where they drifted away from the relationship with God and they began to disclaim him and started serving other gods. Now, I believe God can do anything. But do God want you with a narcissist? No, God didn't put you with the narcissist. A lot of times we put ourselves with that narcissist because we ignored the signs, the red flags, we ignored the people trying to warn you and saying that you shouldn't be with this person. You also ignored the feeling that you should have left a long time ago. And so when it comes to this, a lot of people, they stick in this relationship because they have hopes, they have promises that was made to them from the narcissist. And what the narcissist also do is when they see that they have pushed you too far, they do things that they know that will will you back in. And then when you get willed back in, it's almost like they have did a factory reset on you because now it's going to take a while again before you leave. And so I want to encourage you that if you are with this type of person and you're not married to them, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and make your moves on exiting, because if you don't, you're going to just be the punching bag for this narcissist. If you are a person who's married to the narcissist, this is something you need to be seeking God on, because if God didn't tell you to get with this person, then you're really not in a covenant in the first place. But if you got yourself in this relationship and you went against everything God told you not to do, then God's word says that he that bringeth two people together, let them not be separated. And so you have to understand that God is in marriages that he puts together. And so this is something you really need to pray about, fast about, and you really need to be consulting God about on staying. Now, I have helped many people concerning going both ways. Some have children, some don't have children, some is just married to a person, they don't have kids. I done dealt with a good group of people when it comes to narcissism, but I'm here to tell you that I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that's been through this, they have left many times and drugged themselves back. And when they finally left, they look back and say, man, I literally stayed in this relationship for 6 years and nothing has ever changed. And then on this 5 years later, they look back and the person is still the same. I can testify to that. And it's even worse. So with that being said, they do not change if they do not want God. The last thing I want to leave you with is that you have to be extremely careful when you're leaving this narcissist, because they will try to become who you want them to become. For example, let's say you get in your relationship close to God. Let's say that you're praying, you're reading, you're going to church. They see changes and you're like, yeah, God is telling me that this is not the relationship for me because you are not a man of God, or whatever the reason is. You will start to see them pray. You will start to see them go to church. You will start to see them open their Bible. They will try to become exactly what it is that you want them to become. And so you have to be careful with that, because in your eyes is, oh my goodness, they have never done this before and they're finally getting it. They're actually getting saved and they're going to church and they're reading, and it's all up a front just to will you back in. And then when you come back in, guess what? It's back to square one. And there's other ways that they do this. Maybe you have been wanting them to go to counseling. Maybe you have been wanting to seek outside help to help your marriage or to help the relationship. And they say no, 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 no. But then the moment you start packing your bags, oh, we can do that counseling now. And so you're like, oh, a little bit of hope. And so that Ahab spirit that you're carrying is going to will you back in with the hopes, the wishes, the dreams, oh, they do hear me, when really they don't. So I know this was long, but as I always say, those who make it to the end will be saved from this relationship. Be blessed.